In 2019, there were two suspenseful films with a sisterly concept that went viral online. One was The Quiet Place, where you absolutely couldn't scream, and the other was Blind, where you absolutely couldn't watch. The movie, if anyone opened their eyes, they would immediately go mad and kill themselves. However, what sets Blind apart from The Quiet Place is Cover Your Eyes never features a single monster. From start to finish, it's all about that spine-chilling atmosphere. The story goes like this. The female lead is a single mother 8 months pregnant. One day, she hears on the news about a mass suicide incident in Russia. Her city has all transportation routes were closed, but she and her sister didn't pay attention and continued driving out. But on the main street, the city had already been engulfed in chaos. Countless cars were crashing into each other and people were running around in panic. Her phone rang and the protagonist turned around to grab it from the back seat, but her sister suddenly screamed in terror and then fell silent. Her expression completely changed. She began to floor the gas pedal, accelerating rapidly. The female lead struggled to grab the steering wheel but couldn't stop her from crashing into other cars. Later, the female lead crawled out and watched her sister walk into the middle of the road. The entire city went into chaos. The female lead could only follow the crowd and start running. Suddenly, she tripped and fell. In the distance, a kind woman ran toward her, intending to help her up. However, she suddenly saw something and went into a state of mental confusion, muttering "Mom" as she got into a burning car. A black man helped the female lead get up and finally ran into a house. Inside, there was a bald man holding a gun. He was the husband of the woman from earlier. He glared at the female lead and said, "My wife went help, but she's dead." The house was already filled with people of all ages and genders, none of whom knew each other. Everyone was panicking and tense. The bald man kept pacing back and forth with the gun, while the female lead kept calling her mother, but she didn't answer. Everyone quickly figured out that there was an unknown monster roaming outside. Whoever saw it, it would go mad and commit suicide. They immediately closed the windows and pulled the curtains. They turned on the TV. The news reported that the president had declared a state of emergency. Absolutely do not go outside. Then the live broadcast cut off. A fat black man said, "This is the end of the world." He said that in different cultures around the world, a spirit entity that appears in the form of your greatest fears, sorrows, or even the people you miss the most. The next day, a family of strangers began to get to know each other. Suddenly, they heard knocking at the door. The black man went to open it, but the bald man behind him shouted, "Don't open the door." A group of people gathered at the door. Outside, there was a woman as tech the afterances. The black man says, "I'm going to open the door." The bald man can't stop him. At this moment, the female lead picks up a gun and says, "You can open the door now. Everyone either cover your eyes or close them." Then, the black man says, "It's okay." They open their eyes and see a fat woman wearing an eye mask. On the end of the female lead, they will be passing. The woman who is also pregnant. Another person has arrived. The group begins discussing food, but they can't see how to go out and get it. At that moment, the homeowner had an idea. He had installed numerous surveillance cameras around his house. He wanted to use the footage to monitor the external surroundings. Since it wasn't direct surveillance, but rather recorded footage, the pixels shouldn't be sharp enough to startle anyone. Either the US's Ben's anything came up and out having Pectic with him. Others advised him not to experiment, but he decided to conduct an experiment anyway. He asked the female police officer next to him to apply tape to his wrist to prevent him from harming himself. The female officer complied. The homeowner issued a final warning, but the man remained smiling and confident. Everyone decided to wait and see. Everyone left, and he turned on his computer screen to watch the surveillance video. Downstairs, everyone waited for what would happen. Upstairs, the homeowner stared at the screen and began a bit bored, but suddenly a falling leaf caught his attention and his expression changed. People downstairs began to hear banging sounds from upstairs. They rushed in, a group of people covering their eyes and heads, stomping on the screen until it shattered. But when they opened their eyes, all they saw was the homeowner's eyes, which he couldn't close. A few days later, all their food was gone. Everyone had to go out to find something to eat. The fat man, a black man, said that the supermarket where he worked had food. Some people said they wanted to go, while others said they didn't want to go. But in the end, 5 people volunteered to go. They came up with a plan. They would drive to the garage, cover the windows with paint, and cover them with newspapers so that no one could see outside, open the garage door, and leave.